Okay, so thank you so very much for joining us again on another exciting time where we're going to be having the impact conversation of the L300 program. Right. So thank you so much for being here. Great evening, great afternoon, great morning, great night, whichever time you are watching this from around the world. We want to appreciate you for stopping by on the L300 channel. Today, we're going to be having impact conversation. Now, by impact conversation, we mean what is the impact that the Health Hundred program has had on you as a person. Now, today, interestingly, we have a guest who's with us today to share the impact of the Health Hundred program on him while he was a student here in Pennsylvania Hostel University. So, in the studio with me, let's put our hands together for Mr. Harry Gideon. Harry, how you doing?
Good, sir. Fine.
Thank you so much for taking out your time to be here with us today for us to have this impact conversation on the Health 100 program. You know, a lot of times when people hear about the Health 100 program, all they think is, oh, it's just booking, holiday time. You guys really don't care about us. But we felt it's important that we get to share our stories, our success stories, and how this program is truly impacting lives beyond what some naysayers are saying. And I beg, those people are just disturbing us, they don't want us to enjoy our time in school and all of that. And that's the essence of having this impact conversation so people can know the impact of the Health Founder program in the community, in the Ben Dawson University community. So tell us about yourself, Harry. Who's Harry?
Harry is a graduate of Pennsylvania University.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. And I'm also a photographer, commercial photographer. If you have weddings or birthday sessions.
Oh, there'll be time for you to say your market. Just tell us. Just tell us who Harry is.
but-
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm also a creative director. And yeah, that's
Okay, so you're a
Just about it.
photographer, you're a creative director, you're into taking pictures and
Yes.
all of those
Mhm.
things, videos and all of those
Yes.
things. So great. Good to have you. So, time flies. You say you're a graduate and your first graduate means you just graduated. Time flies. 4 years ago, take your mind back. You were just a young boy who walked into the campus. How was it like for you 4 years ago and now that you're a graduate?
When I first joined or became a student of Pennsylvania University, um, I felt different, out of almost 1,000 students, being that boy, they would point out and be like, oh, it's a 100 level student. Every time, like, oh, it's a 100 level student. It's like they just know the 100 level student when they see them. So then now, compared to now, where I have built relationships over time, good relationships, and these relationships have pushed me to my current status in BIU. So, yeah.
Okay, so how time flies from 100 from freshman now you are a graduate, not even finals, you're a graduate, you're done with school. So I have just simple 5 questions that I want you to be very real with me in your responses. No edits, no filters, no Photoshop. Just keep it real, right? No Lightroom. Just keep it real with us in this conversation. The first one is simple. What has been the impact that the Health 100 program had on you while you were a student? You know, the program happens to run from freshman year to penultimate year to help students to discover their purpose, develop their potential, and improve academic performance. What did that do for you as a student in Pennsylvania University on the L300 program?
Okay. First of all, let me talk about how timid I was, so shy, I'm a very shy person. So joining the community, I was able to build my confidence to not always shy away from responsibility or tasks. And by building up my confidence, I was able to have communications with people, have conversation, last longing and long lasting conversation with people. And these relationships helped me even in my academics and also in my craft as a photographer. So my potential wise, like I said before, I'm a photographer. Without the community, I wouldn't have become the higher visuals we all know today because I was this shy type of person. I would not come to you to initiate a conversation without you not coming to me first. So joining the community, I built confidence. I built that boldness in my craft and in myself. So yes, that's about it.
Awesome. So the community impacted you to develop yourself, to improve your skill. Taking us to skill. So what skill could you say while being part of the community you either developed or you improved about yourself?
Okay, I improved my videography skill. I remember the first film we shot. Yeah. No, honestly, that film was amazing. Even though it was limited resources, yes, but it was amazing. You could see the hands of people who really wanted this um, this um, this thing to work. They wanted you could see everybody coming together. Dr. Alex then directing, So everybody really wanted it to work. You could see the teamwork in that film, even though it was a beginner's level film. So um, I wasn't a videographer, and um, having to film that story at that time, I had to start doing research, going to YouTube, learning what I needed to know to make that film a reality. And by that means, I was able to know a few things about videography. I was originally a photographer, but through joining the community, I started learning how to become a videographer. I started going into videography, learning things, tricks, and all of those sorts. So, yes, my videography skill.
Okay, that's nice. By the way, for what Harry just said, you can check out those films at the L300 Studios on YouTube. You get to find all our videos, all our movies that we have done. I think we've done like 4 movies so far now. So there are still more coming. So don't pause. You can go back and check. The very first one Harry talked about is the very first movie we shared on the YouTube channel L300 Studios. You can always just check that out, and we'll drop a link in the comments so you can see what Harry is talking about. Now, yes, that shows that you're making progress. That shows that you learned while you were here on the program. Now, impressions. Who or what people or what things made the biggest impression on you while you were on the program?
Hmm. Okay, the first person I had impression of was Coco. She was this, she had this boss lady vibe going on, and it was amazing. She was able to, me being that timid, shy person, seeing her going about saying, "Oh, this is what you're supposed to do. Oh, we're having this meeting today. Everybody should be on time and all of that." So, Coco was an impression for me. Was she had this leadership figure for me. So, Coco and Joshua. Joshua is a cool kind of person. So everybody
Hey,
knows
shout out to
Joshua.
Coco and Joshua. Yeah.
Shout out to Coco and Joshua. These people are amazing, amazing people. So yes, those were my first impression. People, yes.
Great. Now, we talked about the people who made impressions on you while you were on the
Mm.
program. And interestingly, these were people who were at the same level with you when you came in. So they were also freshmen when you also came in, and they could make that impression on you. That's really good because that's one of the things that we try to do on the program is to use the people on the program to inspire people who are also on the program. So we bring young people like themselves who get a picture of what we want them to become, to inspire others to also become what they can become while they're on the program. And it's good that you mentioned that because on the program, we don't try to make people look up to the high and mighty. We just try to make people look up to their peers, to see people that, okay, these are people like me who are already standing out, doing the best for themselves. So why can't I challenge myself? And I think that's a good thing for young people. I think people always see peer pressure from the negative. They don't also see the positive of peer pressure. That was the positive peer pressure, seeing those people being confident, being able to do what they were able to do, and you're like, okay, so I can be like them. I can do that.
Yes.
Okay, so next thing that I want to ask you is yes, what were your memorable experiences on the program or memorable quote. But experience is basically then you can get into the quote. On the program you get to do holiday tasks, you get to do training sessions, you get to do
Training session.
podcast, you get to do class outreach, school
All night.
outreach. You get to do
Oh
all
my
night.
God.
Yes, you get to do. Now, people who are not volunteers want to do all night. So yeah, but you get to do all night. You get to do movie night. A lot of amazing things that you get to do on the program. So which which among those things were the most memorable experience or memorable experiences that you had?
Hmm. I mentioned all night before. If you're not part of, you don't understand. So yeah, the all nights were, for volunteers, we'd have to stay away from 10 to about 5. So it's like all night all through. And not just all night watching movies, all night receiving classes, from our honorable Dr. Alex, giving us skills, life lessons that we need not just here on campus, but outside the university. So the all night we had was is one of the memorable memories I have. One of the memories I would cherish forever. And outreach. There was this experience I had with my first outreach. Being a university student and seeing these secondary students, I looked at them. I'm like, I was once like this. I was sitting in this uniform like this, and I was stubborn like they were because they didn't want to listen. When you're talking to them, you're like, what these people are. Yeah, but I got to understand that life is about steps. So I moved from primary to secondary, from secondary to university. So I learned that as we move on in life, that we should not just learn to take steps, but grow with those steps that we take. So that was a memory for me that will stick with me for a very long time. Going ventures.
You heard Harry, don't just take steps, grow with the steps that you take. Now, this leads me to another interesting question. I said I just have 5 questions, so I'm not going to stress it. So I think I'm at question 5 now, but I'll have a bonus question. Now, all through the journey for you, right? All through what the program offered, training sessions, all night, movie nights, class outreach, school outreach, holiday tasks. I love that part. Everybody just like me, my God, not again. Yeah, but all through all of this, would you say you had some challenges while going through the program from freshman year to penultimate year? Okay, so tell us about the challenges.
Okay, so I'm not the kind that read books at all. I really read books, but because I had to do my holiday task, at first it was like because they say we should do it, so I'm going to do it. I have to do it because they want us to do it. So I read my first book. I think it was on, I think No Limits. I think that was in name by Maxwell. I can't remember exactly his full name, but No Limits. Reading that book opened my eyes to how much potential I have. So that itself, holiday tax, please everybody do holiday tax. There's so much you can gain from it. So holiday tax, reading through that book, I think 132 chapters. I still remember because it was like
32 pages.
Pages, sorry. Sorry. Pages, yes. I still remember the number. I had to read through those pages, and it was a lot. It wasn't easy because at home I had to go to my studio, which I was still under apprenticeship, and doing house chores, having to come back from work by 6 and still read a few chapters from that book. And also, watch, the movie part was not hard. It wasn't hard. It was just the book was just it. Yeah, but those were the challenges I had with my holiday task. Then for the day-to-day activities of the L300 um, activities we normally partake in, where we'd have to organize stream sessions, we have to attend all nights, and also do outreach. Um, Challenges were after classes, you'd have to go um, to to do these tasks like the outreach. So me being how do I put it now? I wasn't encouraged to go for the outreach. But seeing my peers doing it, I was like, there was this motivation I drew from them. Like I saw Joshua, I saw Coco, Sunshine, these people, seeing these people like, we get outreach or they go for the outreach, forgive my language. So they would they would pull themselves, no matter how hard it was, no matter how challenging it was, and no matter how tired they were after class, they would, okay, I have to do this. I want to do this. I motivated myself. So um, classes, yes, having to navigate through classes and the outreach was a challenge for me at that time. But I learned how to manage because not all of my classes were till 4 till 5. So the times where I was free, I would go for the outreaches. So if I wasn't free from class, then I would give an excuse on why I can't attend the outreaches.
Awesome. So before we start to wrap this up, because we don't want this to be a long interview, so we can just get the difference from it. How would you say your experience in BIU would have been if there was no L300 program?
Hmm. It's like um what's the when a child is learning how to ride a bicycle for the first time, those two wheels attached to it. I wouldn't. I think the amount of injuries I would have had without those wheels, because the community was like a trainer's wheel for me. So all through 100 level to 300 level, it was a means of guidance for me, a support group, I would say, a motivational group where I would see my peers doing things that I would, if I was not part of that community, I would be relaxed and like, okay, just chill. But seeing these people do it, I was motivated. So, like I said, it was a trainer's wheel for me to push through from 100 level to 300 level. Without it,
Well, interestingly, all the L300 photographs we ever took that is hung anywhere you find them, they were taken by Harry. So if those photographs didn't make sense, it was Harry.
oh,
Harry has his legacy there. In those photographs, they are there since 2022. Started taking pictures till 2020, 2024, 2025 session, which is this session that's ending with all the pictures taken with Harry. And I hope he will still be available to help us take pictures next session if he's still in the country. So, anyways, last question. I said it's going to be 5, and this is the last question. What is your advice or encouragement to people who are still in school, who are still part of the program, people who feel like, oh, this program is a waste of time, expecting us to be online? Now that the program is fully online, expecting us to be online, or the day we should just rest. What would you advise those people, especially those people who are in freshman year and sophomore year, 100 and 200 level? Because those in penultimate year, they're about to leave, so they're like, okay, I'll soon leave. But those people who are in freshman and sophomore here, 100 and 200 level, what's your advice to them about the program?
Do not miss the opportunity to become a better version of yourself. You might appreciate the level you're at right now, but I tell you that you can become more, can become better. So the L300 community is a place for you to become better, to become an improved version of yourself. So do not miss it. Do not miss the opportunity at all.
Fantastic. You heard from Harry Visuals. He says, do not miss the opportunity that the L300 program offers you. Bonus question. You were an L300 volunteer all through. So what would you tell people who are contemplating, should I be a volunteer or should I just go through the program like that? What would you tell them? Because the truth is that some things that only the volunteers benefit. Others don't benefit, those who like the online and other things. Only volunteers benefit that. Only volunteers benefit that. But how would you encourage someone who's contemplating, should I be, should I not be, to be a volunteer?
I didn't mention this before, but before I joined, I was in that contemplating stage. So one thing I would advise you to do is pray. If you're facing the challenges or the challenge of choosing between whether to join or not, just pray. Just ask God, because it's all about your capacity. You're able to go through with it, because you can't because there were many of us who joined that left in the middle of the program. So it's all about your capacity. You ask yourself, am I able to go through this? And like I said, pray about it, ask God, because most of the times we just take decisions and forget about God. And so ask God, pray and say, God, should I go through with this? And surprisingly, He's going to tell you yes. He told me yes. He's going to tell you yes because it is for your benefit. Honestly, it's for your benefit. Because the will of God is for us to become better, to become something that people will rush to want to get. People something like a rare commodity. The L300 community, if you're still contemplating, it's a place, it is a furnace that will process you to become something so rare that people will rush to gain your attention, to gain your service. So if you're contemplating, stop contemplating. Like I said, pray. But if you're still contemplating, don't contemplate anymore. Join us because you are going to gain so much, and you're going to not just help yourself, you're going to help those outside the university community. You're going to not just help the community of students, you're going to help the world. So that's all.
Thank you so very much. Before we let you go, I want you to look at something. Can you see this guy? Yeah.
I think when I come to the office, I still see this picture. I'm like,
Yeah, this is Harry the 100 level. This is Harry now. Anyways, Harry, thank you so very
Thank you
much
very
for being
much,
here.
sir,
Thank
for
you
having
for your time. Thank you for sharing unfiltered, no Photoshop, no Lightroom,
no
no editing,
Lightroom,
just raw, right?
no
Raw
Lightroom.
files, and they were heavy, like the things you said that people should take advantage of this opportunity that the L300 program offers them. They actually don't have a choice. It's a compulsory program, but being a volunteer, they have a
Yes,
choice,
it's a
and
choice, yes.
that's where we also encourage people to make up their mind to take advantage of that privilege to be part of the volunteers, and it just gets better from there. Finally, like we always say in L300, I love BIU because it was where I met you. Interestingly, there's some people you will never have met at this stage of your life if you were not in BIU. And
True.
also, the program connected you to some people. If you were not a volunteer, you probably not have been close friends with those people, because over time you could see that all the volunteers they became head leaders,
Yes.
even RSDs and the like. It's just amazing because these were things that they were told when they came in that okay, aspire to get to the zenith of leadership while in school, and they did, right? And it's just a beautiful community. And like we always say, I love BIU because it was where I met you. So thank you, Harry. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll have another guest soon to join us on this conversation because we really want people to share their stories on the impact of the L300 program so that when people are saying, oh, it's just a waste of time, we'll also point them to the life that has been changed through the program over time. So until we come your way again, never forget L300. I love BIU because it is where I met you. Over and out. Thank you, guys.